All right. Osio, Maburiga, Hetep, Peace, Alito, all those other good greetings from around the world. Yeah. So in the chat, please let me know how the audio is sounding. If the audio is satisfactory, just put a one up. If it's not, then just let me know what's wrong before I proceed because I don't want to proceed. And okay, so hey, cuz, how you doing? All right, so the audio is fine. Good, good. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. Thanks for joining, cuz. Today's your son's 53rd born day. Oh, okay. Nice, nice. Yeah. Martin Luther King's true birthday. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Happy birthday. And so yeah. So today is the sacred sun day or day of the sun. Okay. And this is when we do our sermons, spiritual aspect of the culture. Okay. Which is inseparable from the culture because we always connected the culture from a holistic perspective. So the divine is intertwined with the mundane. Okay. All right. Who else we got in here? Uh, we got looks like we have a new viewer. Welcome. I'm trying to let's see here. Got to look on the other screen. Not sure how you pronounce the name. Let's see. Crown and native. Crown Native. Okay. Yeah. So thank Crown Native for joining us. And yeah, so it's just some disturbing things that have been going on that I wanted to talk about. And I won't hold y'all too long because we're starting off. I know it's Sunday and a lot of people have, a lot of things that they like to do on Sundays and things of that nature. Many people have to go to work tomorrow, even though it is a national holiday. There are still some people who do have to work tomorrow, sadly. You know, I know plenty of people who do have to work tomorrow, um, but is what it is. So I won't keep y'all too long. Probably go about maybe 45 minutes and keep it short and sweet. Okay. So, yeah. How many of you all who are in the chat who are viewing, how many of you all, other than I know Awanasa, other than Awanasa who already answered this question, but how many others who are watching, how many of y'all have children? Whether biological or adopted, or children that y'all are taking care of. If you do, put a one up. Okay, so far it's just Awanasa. All right. So yeah, something there's a lot of things going on with the youth, man. I mean, the youth are in trouble. Sorry to say it, but the youth are really in trouble, man. I mean, I'm seeing some things that are really, really, really disturbing me, you know. How many of y'all heard about the 6-year-old child who shot his teacher this week? How many of y'all heard about that? Any of y'all heard about that? I'm the only one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, cuz a 6-year-old. Okay, let me bring up the article. And while I'm bringing up the article, I'm going to leave in the chat um, for those who are generously enough to leave a donation. I'm going to leave where you can leave a donation via Cash App and PayPal. Okay, so while that's up, I'm going to pull up the article. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to share screen. Unfortunately, as you all know, uh, YouTube has been biased against this channel and has been taking down my videos. So um, I'm not gonna be able to share any videos with you all. Any videos that I reference, I will have you all to. I'll just give you the name of it, and you can go and you can look at it, and we'll take a couple of minutes for y'all to do that, and then you come back. But anyway, this is an article. Shouldn't be any problem with that. Let's see here. Share the screen. Okay. So here's an article, MSN article. It says, teacher shot by 6-year-old hailed as a hero for evacuating kids. Okay, that's the crime scene there. It says here, Reuters police on Monday hailed a 25-year-old Virginia teacher as a hero, which is actually Heru, as a hero for evacuating students from her classroom even after she was shot by a 6-year-old student. The teacher, Abigail Zwermer, Zwerner, was in stable condition on Monday following the Friday afternoon shooting at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia. Police Chief Steve Drew told a news conference. Meanwhile, the 6-year-old boy was in temporary custody at a medical facility, and a judge had until Tuesday to determine whether to extend a temporary order keeping him in custody, Drew said. It was too soon to determine whether the boy's parents might be charged with a crime for failing to secure the weapon which the boy's mother had bought legally, he said. The police chief called Zwerner a hero. She made sure that every child, I'm sorry, she made sure that every one of those kids were out of that room, that she was the last one to leave. And she took it upon herself in that situation after suffering a gunshot wound to make sure that her students were safe, Drew said. The boy had taken the 9mm Taurus handgun from home, placed it in his backpack, and removed it while Zwerner was teaching class. Drew said. He pointed and fired at once. I'm sorry, he pointed and fired once. Zwerner, who took a defensive shot, was shot through the hand and into the chest. After the shot, another woman who works at the school rushed into the classroom and held the boy down while Zwerner escorted the estimated 15 to 16 students out, Drew said. When police arrived, they found the gun on the floor. I wish that we never had to have it. I'm sorry. I wish that we never had to have it asked. How does a 6-year-old know how to use a firearm? I don't know that I could give you an adequate answer, Drew said. While police and prosecutors continued their investigation, educators vowed to re examine security protocols. Newport News Public Schools Superintendent George Parker told reporters the school was unprepared for a 6-year-old bringing a gun to a school and firing it, marked saying this marked only the third time since 1970 that a child aged 6 or younger had discharged a weapon at a U.S. school. Until now, security measures focused on using metal detectors at high schools and drilling for active shooter situations at all levels. I hate to be at this point where I where I'm considering this. It may warrant us to reconsider metal detectors at all of our buildings, Parker said. Yeah, so that right there is very disturbing. It's very disturbing. A 6-year-old, you know, and he knew how to shoot. Makes me think that the parents must have even trained him. you know, I can't say that for sure. I'm just throwing that out there. That's just you know me saying that. But how does a 6-year-old know how to shoot a 9mm gun like that? You know, and it's the children now, they are. I have to there's certain things that we have to take a look at that are being overlooked when it comes to children and the things that they are engaged in that we're going to take a look at and focus on today. Okay. Let's see, we got a few more, couple, let's see, one more person who just joined. AP Junior. Hey, peace. AP Junior has joined us. Yes, this is true, cuz. Yeah, children are being abused every day in the home. Yeah, you know, every day in the home, by their parents or siblings or an aunt or an uncle or or mother's boyfriend or you know and particularly those who are in like the foster care system. you know they're they are said to be the number one victims of those things, and also human trafficking, and that's documented. It's sad, but that's what that foster care system, they're human trafficking our children. That's another story for another time, you know. And what I also want to look at is something that parents are, in addition to, what we just discussed. I want to take a look at some things that parents are overlooking right in the home. I'm talking about those who come from stable homes, you know, that are not just, um, that don't have any types of dysfunction or anything like that. Okay, so some people just joined in. So I asked the question before, other than Awanasa, I asked how many of those who are joined with us in this live, how many of y'all have children or are taking care of um, or have custody of other people's children? And so far it's just Awanasa. So I'm speaking right now and giving a warning to those who have children or even grandchildren, that you may be taking care of. you know be very mindful of what they are watching on the television. Be very mindful of the games that they are playing. Some things seem very innocent, okay? However, a lot of things that seem very innocent are very sinister, very, they have a lot of damaging and dark energy behind them, okay? So I'm going to pull up something that many of you may not be aware of, and not just those who are in the chat now, but those who may watch this this sermon after we finish, who may watch it, in the days to come. This is for you all as well. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull something up. Hold tight. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me like 1 minute. Let me see here. see. Okay. Okay. So when we were coming up, those, my generation and those of the generations before, the cartoons and things that we used to look at were a lot different than what the children of today are looking at. I mean, you had, you always had a certain level of violence, you know, in the cartoons. Even, another subject for another time is Disney and, how they put subliminal messages in the cartoons and things like that. However, even with that, it's still nothing compared to what the children of today are looking at, because now the technology is a lot more sophisticated. Okay. And there are a lot more harmful subliminal messages being put in these animations. Okay. So I remember, let me share the screen here. Y'all remember coming up and seeing Sesame Street, you know, Big Bird, you had your Big Bird, your Cookie Monster, your Elmo and, you know, Ernie and Bert, Kermit the Frog and, all of that stuff. However, nowadays, they have some characters like Pokemon. How many of y'all remember the Pokemon episode where the children in Japan, like 500, like almost 600 something children across Japan, had seizures and or were hospitalized after watching the episode of Pokemon? How many of y'all remember that? That happened like back in, I think this was like the 90s. How many of y'all remember that in the chat? Put a one up if you remember that. Nobody? Okay, nobody. Wow. So let me share the article. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm gonna share the screen mm, with the article. Okay, and article is the banned Pokemon episode that gave children seizures. On December 16th, 1997, an episode of the then Unstoppable Pokemon animated series was broadcast in Japan. Barely 30 minutes later, nearly 700 children were on their way to the hospital. The episode, called Electric Soldier Porygon, is now part of Pokemon folklore, centering around the adventures of Ash and his friends as they travel inside a Pokeball transmitter machine. Its story and premise are innocent enough. The machine is broken, and the kids embark on an adorable little cyberspace adventure to fix it. What caused all the problems were the animation techniques employed in the episode. There comes a point around 20 minutes into the show when Pikachu uses his lightning attack to blow up some missiles. Because these are virtual missiles and Pikachu is virtually residing in Pokemon's version of cyberspace, a regular explosion just wouldn't look right. So the animators used a rapidly strobing technique that flashed red and blue lights on the screen, pictured above, to make the explosion look virtual, like something you'd see in Tron or the Lawnmower Man. And then all hell broke loose. Straight away, children across Japan were struck down with various ailments. Some kids passed out or experienced blurred vision. Others felt dizzy or nauseous. In extreme cases, some even experienced seizures and cases of temporary blindness. While the exact number of children legitimately affected by the show will likely never be known, in total, 685 kids, 375 girls, and 310 boys were put in ambulances suffering some kind of medical problem after watching the episode. While most made speedy recoveries, some within minutes after the show, after the show's conclusion, a small number were diagnosed with epilepsy, which had been triggered by the rapidly blinking display. The innocent, which became known in Japan as Pokemon Shock, was a disaster for children's animation in Japan. Pokemon and Nintendo, whose stocks took a hit. The show was taken off air for nearly 4 months while its procedures and health professionals scrambled to discover what had caused such a concentrated outbreak of health issues. It also resulted in a wave of negative, if ill informed, comments from the American media. When it eventually returned, it did so with several changes. The show's opening credits had been altered to eliminate the possibility of a repeat incident, and the first episode back was preceded by an infomercial of sorts, which sought to explain what had caused Pokemon Shock and reassure viewers that steps had been taken to ensure that it never happened again. As a result of Pokemon Shock, Electric Soldier Porygon has never been broadcast again in any region, even in edited form. And despite having nothing to do with the incident, the Pokemon most closely associated with the show, Porygon, was never shown in the series again either. So, what caused Pokemon shock? Ultimately, it was found to be a combination of the effects of strobe lighting combined with the sheer popularity of the program. It's estimated that around 1 in 4,000 people are vulnerable to photosensitive seizures and other health issues when viewing strobe lighting. It may sound minor, but when you consider over 4 million kids were watching that particular episode, it's easy to see why so many were struck down. While it's easy to look back on the incident now and laugh, as South Park famously did 2 years later, as well as The Simpsons, we also have to remember that epilepsy is a serious condition, and that while the photosensitive seizure warning messages before Nintendo and other companies' games may be a hassle, this episode showed they're there for a good reason. If you'd like to see the sequence in question, you can view it in this clip below, but be warned, you obviously do so at your own risk. I tell you what, I won't be watching it. you know, I definitely won't. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, Insidious, Mind Control, MK Ultra. It's all part of their program. Yeah, yep. Pokemon, Pocket Monster. That's what Pokemon stands for. Pocket Monster. Yep. Oh yeah. Pocket Monster. Now, that was back in, even though they have, modified it, you know, I still would, for those who have children, I would, be really cautious, you know, because you don't know what's behind these things that they're watching, you know, and just, these children, they are, they're like sponges, they absorb things, uh, a lot more so than adults do, and they're constantly bombarded with all kind of images and things that when we were growing up it didn't exist. Like I spoke before, how many of y'all um were remember when I spoke about, or even those who weren't on that live, how many of y'all are familiar with that song, I Want to Kill My Mom? Put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with that song, I Want to Kill My Mom. Hey, peace, El God. Thanks for joining. Yeah, how many of y'all are familiar with that song, I Want to Kill My Mom? AP Junior. Mm-hmm. Awanasa, you never heard it? It's disturbing. Um, yeah, it's, well, the original song. Okay, there's a new song that was circulating on TikTok. Okay, the original song though was from the 1980s by a group called the Panics. Okay, and back in those days, I'm not trying to sound racial or you know red prejudice or anything like that, but I have to keep it real and say certain things you know, brown folk just, brown children just didn't really rock with. Okay. This, these things happen later on, as we started to become, more integrated, you know, um, and things of that nature. But certain things, brown children just did not, we didn't, we weren't allowed to listen to, certain things we weren't interested in listening to, or even thinking about, you know. I remember when, you know, going to school in the South, and we would be picked up on the school bus, and they, back in those days, they had they call busing, you know, and they would have children from, the brown community, get picked up, and they pick up the children, from the Caucasian community and stuff like that. And, you know, they would all be, um, integrated into the same school and things of that nature. But it was a totally different, it was a culture shock when we would be among them, because some of the things that we used to see them do, like they would curse their mother out and say, I hate you, or, they may kick their mom, or, kick their dad. And we used to look at each other like, man, boy, if we did that, man, we'd be toothless. We wouldn't even dream of, doing certain things, and we used to be like, man, they crazy, you know. And it was a real culture shock, you know. But they used to listen to songs like that, and things that, we just, those things just weren't familiar to us, we but yeah, that was a song from back in the 80s. I'm not sure if it's a British group or not, um because I was never really, I never listened to anything like that coming up, you know. um I never heard it back in the 80s, you know. I'm just finding out about these things recently, you know. But yeah, so it's called I Want to Kill My Mom, I Want to Kill My Dad. Okay. So they might have been a British group. Uh, I'm going to have you all to, since I can't play it because they'll take this video down. If you go, it's a TikTok. This is went viral on TikTok. Wait, hold on. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Here's what I can do though. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share it with y'all. Let's see here. How do I get to it? Okay. Okay, if you look on the screen here, this is the song that was on TikTok. You can also view it on YouTube. So, you know, like I say, it was something back in the days. This was just, it was a Um, a song that was, just really watched by, that was listened to by, you know, Caucasian kids. We weren't really into that, things of that nature. You know, Mom was always sacred, you know, to us. That's like a taboo. But now, as you see, we have, brown children, who are into these kind of things. And if you see here, you can go on YouTube if you want to watch it right quick. It's short. I'll give you all, you can open up another tab and you can look at it. And I said, come back in 3 minutes. It's 3:19 now. At 3:23, that should be enough time for you to, watch it right quick. So open up another tab um, on your screen and, open up YouTube again and view it. I can't show it because they'll take the video down. Even if I put the disclaimer, this channel has been targeted, so I can't do it. So 3:23 give you enough time to go and look at it. And while y'all are doing that, I'm gonna pull up for those who are not able to do that. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics. There's two sets of lyrics actually, but yeah, I'll let y'all go and do that, and then we'll come back in 3:23. So what you would do, just type in "I want to kill my mom" on YouTube. Even saying that to me is I can't even say that without, feeling some kind of way, without, feeling like really disturbed even saying that, you know. Mom is sacred. Yeah, and El God, we're not judging anyone. We're uh critically analyzing what is driving the youth to engage in the destructive behavior at extremely young ages, okay, that are this child's age right here, who are shooting up classrooms. As we took a look at earlier, the 6-year-old child who shot his teacher in the classroom. Okay. There is a cause for these types of behaviors. It doesn't just happen randomly. We have to look with a critical eye at what the youth are being programmed with. Okay. And that's what we're taking a look at now. When they absorb things such as songs where they're saying, I want to kill my mom, I want to kill my dad. Okay, let's take a look at these lyrics here. I know, Awanasa, I know it's hard to watch it. I couldn't watch it myself without being, I was very disturbed watching it. I only watched it, I only tolerated watching it because I have to talk about it. Other than that, I would not watch it. I mean, it was really disturbing, you know. I mean, really disturbing. Let me see here. So we wanna look at some lyrics here. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Give me 1 second. And I'll be right with you. Okay. So this is another set of lyrics. It's not the original lyrics, and it's not even the lyrics that this child here is saying, but it's this one is another cover by Travis Scott. Okay, so let me share this with y'all. Okay, so it says here, okay, "Wanna Kill My Mom" uh, by Travis Scott. Okay, and it says here, "Heritage, you made me shoot my mom straight up. I bought a firearm to shoot my mom from Amazon.com. It's lit. FUCK, my mother. I don't like her. I don't love her. A heritage. You effed up. I put you in the gutter. A Johnny sleeping with my girl. So I'm going to duct tape his mouth. Just like my dad. That NIGGA is a motor mouth. I don't want to do my effing homework. My mom is such a effing B, mother effer, always saying, do my homework. This, do my homework. That F is she talking about. NIGGA, no, straight up. Okay. So think about this. You know, you're telling your children to do their homework, which they're supposed to do. And imagine them hearing, these kind of lyrics. Depending on the child, all children are different. Some may listen to lyrics like this and, may, be nothing to it. Some may listen to these lyrics and may take those lyrics to heart and say, hey, my mom is telling me to do my homework. I don't want to do my homework. You know what? She keeps her gun in the night table in her bedroom. I'm going to sneak in her bedroom. I'm going to get that gun and I'm going to shoot her. And I'm going to shoot my dad too. I don't think that's what the song said, you know? And children, they are still growing and maturing. So they don't fully understand right from wrong yet. They understand a little bit, but, they're still growing in terms of maturity. So if a child has, a weak mind, they may just do that. Okay. So we're not making passing judgment on anyone. We're looking at, so you always have to look at, things just don't happen randomly. You have to look at what led up to these behaviors, what's going on subliminally or what's going on repetitively, in their minds that they're being bombarded with in these music videos and these animations and things of that nature. You see, that's how you have to look at it. You have to get into the psychology. Okay. That's what we're taking a look at, not passing judgment. We're doing critical analysis of all of the various types of stimulation. Okay. That's what we're looking at. Then you got the other lyrics, which I've been trying to find, but they don't have it. They don't have the lyrics posted. At least I haven't come across the other. That was the one by Travis Scott, but I'm trying to find the one to the popular TikTok cover that everyone is listening to. Let me see something. Give me 1 second. No, it's not there either. But anyway, yeah. So these are the things that we have to look at, that they're being bombarded with. And again, they're also, you know, playing these different games that you have to be mindful of. Okay. And I know El God, you just joined in, but I asked the question before you joined in. I was trying to figure out how many people in the chat have children that they either have children biologically or children that they're in the custody of. Um, because you have to, if you do, you have to really nowadays pay attention to what they are looking at, and what games they're playing and things of that nature. Okay, how many of you all uh how many of you all have heard of Huggy Wuggy? If you've heard of Huggy Wuggy, put a one in the chat. If you haven't, just put a 0. Either 1 or 0. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of Huggy Wuggy. Put a 0 in the chat if you've never heard of Huggy Wuggy. AP Junior, no. Awanasa, El God. Anyone else? Y'all heard of Huggy Wuggy? Okay, I see we join now with United Through Life Struggles. Okay, I was asking Peace Family. I'm asking the question: how many of y'all have heard of Huggy Wuggy? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of Huggy Wuggy. Put a 0 if you've never heard of Huggy Wuggy. El God, heard of Huggy Wuggy? Okay, so I'm assuming AP Junior is the only one who is familiar with Huggy Wuggy. So Huggy Wuggy, I'll put the image up here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share the screen. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm just downloading these images here. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm just pulling this up. Okay, let me see. Cancel. Okay. All right. Okay. I think now we got it. Number 1, share. Okay. So, okay, Shakira. Greetings. So I'm asking the question: how many of you all have heard of Huggy Wuggy? That's what I'm asking. Shakira, thanks for joining. This is Huggy Wuggy right here. All right. So yeah, Huggy Wuggy. It seems pretty harmless, right? Huggy Wuggy seems like a little cuddly little stuffed animal, right? However, Huggy Wuggy um, is there's a lot, a lot of children. If you have, those of you who have little children, and you ask who's Huggy Wuggy, most of them will know who Huggy Wuggy is. Okay, so you've heard of Huggy Wuggy, but you don't know of the implications. Okay, at least you've heard of him. Okay, but he looks like a, you know, innocent little, little stuffed animal there, something like, the, one of the Muppets or something like that. However, let us take a look at Huggy Wuggy's history here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull up some information. Just give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm just pulling up this, trying to pull up this article. Hmm. I thought I emailed that article to myself. Uh, Seems like I didn't, so I'm gonna have to search it. Just give me 1 second. I'm searching. Huggy Wuggy. Okay, I think this is one of the articles here talking about the same thing. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. I think this is it. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if this is the right article. Okay, so this is one article here. I was trying to find. There was another article that I had pulled up. Um, that was a little more in detail, but for some reason, I thought I emailed it to myself, but I didn't. Um, you know. Well, anyway, Huggy Wuggy, the game was popular among children, and children had, uh, from what I read in one of the articles, Huggy Wuggy was either banned, the game was banned, or was threatened to be banned because in the game it urged the children, a lot of, or should I say, a lot of children were um, it caused them to have suicidal tendencies. Um, Let me pull up this article right here for you that talks about it. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I think this is it here. Yeah, see, I would show y'all the YouTube um, video, but again, as y'all know, this channel has been targeted by YouTube, and they'll turn the video, they'll shut the video down. They'll take it off of YouTube. Even if I put the Fair Use Act up, that's the dirt that they've been doing to this channel. Okay. But anyway, uh, here's an article. It says Huggy Wuggy, a video game character who threatens to kill parents, alert. Okay. So here's Huggy Wuggy right there. So Huggy Wuggy, he has razor sharp teeth, and he has these strong arms. He's a very tall figure, and when he'll hug you, he's called Huggy Wuggy because when he'll hug you, and when he hugs you, he'll crush you to death, and crush your spine. Okay. And so it says here, a new game has set off a siren among school officials as they discover that a character named Huggy Wuggy threatens to kill, a procedure that children repeat in schools. So they alert parents to be aware of their children. It's very popular for moms and dads leave minors unattended when they I'm sorry, it is very popular for moms and dads to leave minors unattended when they are in front of the computer because it's very complicated to take care of both the contents they see or the pages they enter, especially when they are not there due to homework. But nevertheless, the authorities recommend explaining to minors the dangers of surfing the internet. Poppy time, Poppy playtime, video game alert. The Dale Diocese Elementary School in County Kent, United Kingdom, I noticed that the children were repeating personal situations called Huggy Wuggy, who appears in a horror video game, Poppy Playing Time, which has become popular among children. This character is purplish, and has teeth as sharp as nails. What is alarming is not only his physical fitness, but also that that during the game in which they have to solve some puzzles, he chases the participants while they do it. threatens to cuddle them until they take their last breath. Teachers and school authorities children playing, find out children repeated the same words while playing with each other. So they decided to alert the parents so that they could, minors, whoever wrote this article, their grammar is horrible, so that they could, minors, have no contact with this material, whether through a video game or YouTube videos, according to INEQE Protection Group, a consulting firm online a consulting firm on online content security issues. Poppy Playtime is not safe for children due to due to changes in their sleep patterns as well as nightmares. It can also cause anxiety and new fears. So this Huggy Wuggy character, you know, although he seems, when you look at the little doll, when I first saw the little doll, I was like, oh, okay, it's just like, another one of the Muppets, type of characters and things like that. But this character, when you look at the video, you can go on YouTube, right? And if you type in, let me see here. Give me 1 second. If you type in, let's see. If you type in Huggy Wuggy, um, Huggy Wuggy kill parents coffin dance song, you'll get a chance to see the Huggy Wuggy game in action. Okay, let me see, there's another article here. Let me see. Okay, so here's another article here. This is the one I was looking for. This is the one I was looking for. It's from Newsweek. It says Huggy Wuggy TikTok videos prompt police warnings to parents. Police and schools in England have reportedly warned parents about video character that their children may be watching. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Are they messing with my video? I see buffering. Oh, okay, it's good. I thought they tried to take down the video. They do that to the fierce truth seeker. So say police and okay, dark character, blah 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 blah. Huggy Wuggy is a character in 2021 horror video game Poppy Playtime, but the character has been starring in popular fan videos shared across TikTok and YouTube. The character appears to escape parents' attention, who assume nothing sinister from the name. On popular, one popular YouTube edit even features the character in a scene from children's TV show Peppa Pig. Poppy Playtime was created by MOB Games and is a horror survival game. Huggy Wuggy is one of the main villains and appears as a furry, blue monster with razor sharp teeth. According to police and schools alike, a concerning number of children of young ages have been watching videos featuring the character, including some pretty dark scenes. A Dorset police spokesman told Dorset Live the blue bear like character has long arms and razor sharp teeth set in an abandoned toy factory. Huggy is a villain in the game who stalks the players from vents and unreachable places. Video games of the name are available to watch on YouTube with other clips dedicated to Huggy in songs. One song includes the lyrics, I could hug you here forever till you breathe your last breath together. And here is the foolish looking character right here. Chris Conroy, cyber protection officer for Dorset Police, said there are videos people have made, songs people have made, and it's popping up all over YouTube and TikTok using this quite graphic imagery of this bear like character with razor sharp teeth. It's based around jump scares and things you certainly wouldn't want children exposed to. Conroy added, if you were to use even YouTube Kids, for example, it may slip through because there is nothing obviously sinister about the name of the video. It really comes down to paying attention to what your children are doing and making sure they are not just trusting YouTube Kids videos are safe, because unfortunately with videos like this, things do slip through the cracks. Police said children are recreating scenes from the video game in the playground, hugging one another before whispering Huggy Wuggy's dark lines to each other. Parents voiced concern after discovering their children had been watching the videos online without their knowing. All the children are talking about it and showing each other these videos. It's become a bit of a craze that is getting really popular, said one parent. It's it's extremely concerning because this character is really sinister and frankly terrifying. It's almost becoming the online version of that killer clown craze. Another added, I believe it's accessible on YouTube and it's already frightening that this Huggy Wuggy has snuck in under my radar as a parent and infiltrated my child's mind without me even being aware. Now I feel really silly for not listening more intently to what my son was telling me and realizing the violence this character portrays. Kids want to play the games of Huggy Wuggy. They are talking about it in the playground. It's really frightening as a lot of parents will be oblivious to this level of violence our children are being exposed to. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay. So these are the things that you have to be mindful of with your children. You know, some things seem very innocent, because they have uh a type of cartoonish face or whatever. Yeah, I know I would not so harmless, with I know the razor sharp teeth. Yeah, but when I first saw it, I mean, it looked, kind of, creepy a little bit, but I didn't equate it with something as you know dark as, see, when when you look at the video game, it's even more, because see, we're just talking about it right now, but when you go on YouTube and you look at the video game, you'll see exactly, how dark the game is, you know, and that's, it's very alarming, it's a lot more, the video game is a lot more creepy than how the character looks as a doll, or as an image or whatever. When you look at that game, you're really going to be like, oh man, you know um and it makes you think about these children. They, this is just a few of the games. They have another one. How many of y'all are familiar with Mommy Longlegs? Put a one in the chat if you've heard of Mommy Longlegs. Put a zero if you haven't. Faith Strickland. Okay, she's heard of Mommy Longlegs. Hey, Firebird. Ocio. Firebird, have you heard of Mommy Longlegs? Mommy Longlegs is another character like Huggy Wuggy that we were just talking about. It's a video game that the children are watching now, are playing now, and also watching on YouTube. Yes, please hit the like button, the chat. Thank you. Yes. Oh, okay. So they don't play many games. Okay. Well, that's good, Firebird. Just make sure that you know. I know you're just joining in, but watch the video from the beginning when we're done, and you know, look at what we've been talking about in terms of what the what the children are watching and playing. It's very disturbing. And we talked earlier. What sparked the conversation is, for those who just joined in, we were talking about the 6-year-old child who shot his teacher this week. That's what we were talking about. And what we're looking at now are the different triggers and, things that could play a part in why you have children that young at the age of 6 who would pick up a gun, who would think nothing to pick up a gun and shoot their teacher. Okay. And so we're looking now at some of the games that they're playing, some of the cartoons, animations, and things like that that the children are engaged in. Okay. And when you look at some of these things, it's very dark, you know. children watching these games that are constantly talking about killing, killing their parents, and things of that nature. Yes, Shakira, social programming, you know. Um, so now we're talking about Huggy Wuggy before. Now we're talking about Mommy Longlegs, you know. Um, Mommy Longlegs is another one of those characters, who talks about, killing everyone, killing the mom, killing the dad, and, all of these types of, weird uh, things of that nature, you know. Um, let's see here. Look at some of these images here. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Share the screen. Okay, so this is Huggy Wuggy. Some more images of Huggy Wuggy. And when you're playing the game, if you look right here, where my pointer is, well, it looks okay, yeah. Where my pointer is, this is one of the corridors that Huggy Wuggy comes down through when you're playing the game. And when you look at him, and you can see it on YouTube as well, when he comes through these different chambers, it's very creepy. You know, it's it's very dark. For me, I can't even really explain it. You just have to look at it yourself, you know, and imagine, the type of effect that it has on a child's mind, because they go through these different doors. And when you go through these different doors um, and rooms in the game, you can't get, they have certain, it's like they lock these doors and you can't get out, you know, and it's got a very virtual effect to it. So, subliminally, it's it's very harmful, you know. Let me X that out and pull up something else here. Give me 1 second. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. Hold tight. Pulled up the wrong thing. Let's see. Okay, so here is another. So if you go on YouTube, you'll see here. This is oh wait, let me. So this is mommy. You could, I can't show it because they'll take the video down. Um, Even though this is for informational purposes only, Fair Use Act. I'm using this for informational purposes only, and I'm not going to play it because I know YouTube is going to do me dirty, even though I'm quoting from the Fair Use Act that I'm using this for informational purposes only. I'm not going to play it, but if you want to look at it, here's one of the games, how Mommy Longlegs kills everyone, and they have other games with Mommy Longlegs and uh Huggy Wuggy, you know, things of that nature. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm just showing you different things that you can look up, you know. I'm not gonna play it because they will take my video down. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me share something else. Da, da, da. Yeah. So yeah, this is Mommy Long Legs here. And if you listen, you look at these games and you just hear some of the things that these characters are saying. It's just really creepy. Killing the mother, killing the parents, killing the dad, and it's just real creepy. you know it's unbelievable. I wouldn't even, when I looked at the video, I made sure that, oh, the videos plural, I didn't watch the whole video. I would, you know, break it up a little bit. I play the video, then I would turn the audio off, you know, then turn the audio back on and turn my head away. That way, I don't get programmed by this stuff, you know, because that's what can happen. You know, these things are very very dark. You don't know what you're being programmed with these things. Okay. So, I just wanted to make you all aware. I know I promised not to be too long. I think we're in, let me see how many minutes now. Uh, yeah, we're way over the time that I had said we would go. I said we'd only go about 45 minutes. So we're way over that time. But I just wanted to make y'all aware of these things, and hopefully I can maybe save some of these children out there by making the parents aware of what they're being programmed with. you know but I think that's it. Let me see if there's anything that I missed that I wanted to share. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm not finished yet. Almost finished. Almost finished. Here's another one that I wanted to talk about. It's another one I wanted to talk about. And this right here it's a song, but it's got, the video is it's an animation, which children, they love those animations. And this is this song is called Suicidal, you know, and you know, and you look at that creepy guy there. You can look at this video on your, on your own time, you know, but he's talking about, his girlfriend. I think he's talking about his girlfriend leaving him and this, that, and the other. And, he's talking about suicide. And, you know, children watch these things, and again, children are like sponges, you know. So you have to be very mindful of the things that they're looking at, because you looking at something like this on this, on the computer, you may overlook the title and you may think that your child is just looking at, some cartoon or whatever, or something, you know, childish or whatever, and you're not even paying attention to the fact that, it's talking about suicide, you know. So, what I'm just trying to bring some awareness, for those of you all who, have children around you, or, are rearing, or, you know, um, who have children, of your own, or, that you're taking care of. And just be alert, be alert. And I believe I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Let me just make sure. Okay, so it was that. Let me see. Uh, just making sure. Let's see. Yeah, I believe that's it. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, so, thank everyone who joined in. Also, for those who just joined um, in the middle of the sermon today, um, hold on. Yeah, for those who just joined in the middle of the sermon, if I left up the information for those who um, are generous enough to leave a donation, where you can leave a donation via PayPal and or Cash App. Okay, it's right there on the screen. Okay, and I thank everyone who joined in today. And you know, just be aware. Just be aware of what's going on. Okay, and yeah, so for those who missed the other stuff that we were talking about, who joined in later, just go back and look at the video after we end the broadcast. Okay. And, you'll be able to see what we were talking about earlier. Okay. And the reason why I haven't I haven't announced the shows since last week is because of YouTube has been targeting the channel and taking my videos down. So I just I do these videos right at the spur of the moment. you know so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, when I do go live, you'll get the notification. Okay, but I won't be announcing the videos in advance because you know this is the most feared indigenous channel on YouTube. Okay, and they've been purposefully taking down these videos without any justification, just pseudo justification, you know. So also hit the like button too if you haven't done so already. Okay. Yeah, oh, okay, Firebird, you're with Chief Caller. Nice. I tried to call you back this earlier today, but I wasn't able to get through. Okay. But you could call anytime. Alrighty. So anyway, thank you all for joining us today, and I will see you all the next time. So until we meet again, Doda da kahan e.